What's going on, faithful? It's your boy Breezy. Welcome to These Are the Breaks, where we're going to be breaking down the film review from the 49ers and the Chicago Bears. Let's get right into it. All right, let's get right on into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can go ahead and check out what I'm checking out. And we're going to start with the defense. All right, let's go ahead and get the defense crack a lacking. Really good game by the defense, actually. Um, I thought they did some really interesting things, especially in the very beginning of the game, right? Like the very beginning of the game, it was like amazing to watch this defense play. And they actually played really well throughout the majority of the game. It wasn't until a little brain fart in that third quarter with like 6 or 7 minutes left to go. And then that's where it kind of got a little weird. All right. So let's go ahead and break down this defense or whatnot. Let me go ahead and stretch this across the screen so I could just have something to look at. Boom, that's my bar. All right. So I want to start with this first play of the game. Now, I like to talk about the defensive setup. Now, the defense comes out based on what the offense is doing. If you've been watching the Breezy 101 videos, you will know that this offense is already in 11 personnel. They have one running back, they have one tight end, and they have three wide receivers. You can count the offensive linemen. Start with the center. It's the easiest, right? So center, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's your five offensive linemen. All right. You're like, well, how do you know they have a running back? One of these guys are a running back. I can tell you that right now. It's probably this one right here that I'm circling. Cole Kmet is their tight end. He's going to be at the top of the screen, and you're going to see him. You're going to see everybody break off into a route. They're clearly trying to throw the ball out of here. Why? Because they don't do any pre-snap, like they don't do any motions or anything like that before they snap the ball. They came out in this 11 personnel formation, and they stayed in this 11 personnel formation. All right. Check it out. 49ers are in what we call quarters defense or quarter four defense. All right, which means that each zone defender in this particular defense is going to cover 25% of the field. All right. So you're going to cover 25% of the field. Travarius Ward's going to cover here, and his assignment's probably going to roll out to the flat or whatnot. You got Hufunga's going to cover like whatever comes in his zone, and this 25%. You got Tashawn Gibson. He's going to cover whatever comes out. Whichever wide receiver comes out, he's going to cover that. But the way the defense plays, and then you got Emmanuel Mosley. He's going to do the same thing. So they're each covering 25% of the field. And what these linebackers are going to do, they're in nickel formation. The 49ers came out in nickel formation. Why? Because they came out in 11 personnel. They came out with a three wide receiver set, which means you want an extra defensive back on the field. Our nickelback is the rookie fifth-round draft pick, Samuel Womack III, and he is going to cover the guy in the slot. Now, when they hike this play, I want you to watch what the linebackers typically do. They're going to let these receivers get past them, and they're going to cover their zones. Even the linebackers are playing zone, right? They're not necessarily playing man. They're not man up over anybody. And like I said, the Bears don't run any motions, and because they don't run any motions, it doesn't do anything to trick the defense. So the defense is just going to be all reactionary, right? They're not going to be on their toes because they know, hey, they got three wideouts, they got one tight end. Travarius Ward, you're going to cover that left side. Dre Greenlaw, if the tight end comes in your space, you pick up the tight end. So if this tight end, Cole Kmet, right here, goes out into this space, that's where Travarius Ward is going to pick up. All right. All right. If the tight end comes straight down and then comes this way, then that's where Greenlaw's going to pick up the tight end. If this wide receiver, if this running back, which I believe, oh my gosh, David Montgomery, I couldn't remember the running back's name to save my life. If David Montgomery comes up, then Fred Warner is going to pick him up. All right. Now, it depends on what the slot guy does, and you can see that there's three wide receivers. All right, Tashawn Gibson is going to take whichever wide receiver comes in his zone. All right, Samuel Womack's going to do the same thing. If two of these wide receivers go down to the zone, well, then that's why these safeties are here. All right, and then you got Emmanuel Mosley. He's probably going to cover this wide receiver and then out to this flat. If they're playing flats, he'll cover out to the flat to the sideline. All right. Now, again, they're spread out, okay, on offense. And let's just see how this plays. It's the very first play of the game, very first play on defense. And I thought it went rather smoothly. The ball was hiked. Herbert. Now, what aids this play is the pressure from Javon Kinlaw. As you can see, Kinlaw got his hands up. He's getting into the vision of the quarterback right away. All right. He's getting into Justin Fields' vision right away. All right. I could already tell that this was going to be a crazy, situation for Justin Fields. And if it was going to be a completed pass, it's going to be for very minimal gain, very minimal. All right. Now, look, David Montgomery came out of the snap. He's right here. He's going to be like the check down guy. So Fred Warner knows that's my guy. He's coming into my zone. Now, I do think Samuel Womack was supposed to cut deeper into his zone. I think he's kind of in the same space as Fred Warner. And watch how it ends up being. See how they're in the same space? They're lined up together. All right. They're lined up together. Now, this could be a little bit tricky. I feel like the back end of the defense is going to play fine if Justin Fields is going to be able to throw this ball. You got two safeties back there. I see Emmanuel Mosley. Emmanuel Mosley is playing man. So it's like it's like a cover four, but with man defense, right? So Emmanuel Mosley is covering his man. He's not even playing in the zone. So Samuel Womack actually might be playing the right thing. He might be covering the flat. Again, I said I don't know what their assignment is. I don't have the play call. I'm just sitting here saying, well, if he's in the same space as Fred Warner and this guy kicks out to the outside, then Samuel Womack is going to be that extra guy that's going to cover the flat. He's going to cover all of this space over here. If this guy runs up into Fred Warner, then Fred Warner is going to be able to take on the running back. All right, David Montgomery. So let's see how it finishes. Boom. And this is an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass, right? Samuel Womack was there right away. Fred Warner was there ready to make the crack back on him. And I'm going to say this, like, I really feel like if Samuel Womack played a little bit deeper in the zone and covered, like, he would have been waiting there for that ball to be overthrown. And then boom. We're going to watch it close up too. I'm sitting there explaining it to you right there. Let's watch it close up. So as you like I said, they're spread out. Now you can see the offense nice and clear. See how David Montgomery is lined up right there? This is David Montgomery right here. Your running back, your linebacker is typically going to pick up the running back in coverage. This is why we say we have the best coverage linebackers. So you want your best coverage linebackers on the field in your nickel package. And as you can see, Cole Kmet, the tight end, right? He's gonna make this initial play. He's gonna slip out. Look at him slip. And look, if Justin Fields was smart, he would have got the easy, quick yards right there with Cole Kmet, but he would have been taking a gamble on Dre Greenlaw. Greenlaw could tell that Justin Fields was already going to throw the ball. He had Kinlaw in his face too, you know. And so like that could have been an interception, just like that. All right, which resulted back into the 2nd and 10. Let's go through this whole series. We'll go through this whole series. All right. So on 2nd and 10, all right, now the formation looks a little bit different on offense. Okay, now our formation looks different on defense. I wonder why. All right, so look, I can tell you right now, it looks like they're still in 11 personnel. It's just this time they got their wide receivers pitched, shifted a little bit differently. So you got two wide receivers over here. You got your tight end right here. I believe that's Cole Kmet. And then you got your third wide receiver up here, and then your running back David Montgomery in the backfield. For us, okay, for us, it looks like we're playing cover one. Now, cover one is a man defense. All right. It's typically a man defense. All right. So cover one man defense. And what does that mean? That means that on this side, all right, Emmanuel Mosley is going to probably be playing a guy, one of these two wide receivers, and then you're going to pick up that second wide receiver with this particular safety. So if he enters that space of the safety, his job is to pick him up. Now remember, they could run out of this formation too. Travarius Ward is playing press man up here. He's not going to allow this wide receiver to get open. I want to say that the 49ers defensive backs did not allow their wide receivers to get open much. That's not, they were stingy with it. They were stingy with the D. No pause. All right. We got forward rushing. And look at this. You bring up Talanoa Hufanga into the box. Now it looks like you got four linebackers. And this is what the 49ers want to do, right? They want that hybrid safety guy that can rush and attack like a linebacker. And let's see what happens on this play. I believe this is going to be a run play. And it's going to be for very, very, very small gain. gain, and we still may be in our nickel defense if I'm not mistaken, because this looks like Samuel Womack the third right here. Yep, that's him. All right, so you saw Hufanga kind of move. This time they decided to do some type of pre-snaps. They motioned the tight end, right? They kind of moved him across to see what Hufanga was going to do. So the offense goes in motion to kind of check to see what the defense is going to be in. If Hufanga would have followed, you know what I'm saying, Cole Kmet, then that looks like they're going to be playing man. And the quarterback might want to get that matchup. He might like that matchup. He might say, Cole Kmet, I see that Hufanga's gonna be playing man. You're gonna go out for a pass and throw it to you. You're bigger than him, you're taller than him. So go ahead and get that ball. But Hufanga didn't move, so he's staying in his spot. So they're gonna go revert back to what their original play was. This is gonna be a pitch, all right. Minimum gain, not too many yards, maybe 2 or 3 yards. And shout out to Mosley for darting in there. Like Mosley got in there. Why? Because Mosley didn't have a man to cover. He didn't have a man to cover, and they knew it was gonna be a run. Let's watch it close up. All right, there's St. Brown, there's Pringle, I think, and then on this side is going to be Mooney. Mooney was locked. Kokomet goes in motion. It shifts the linebackers one time. He comes back, lets you know it's going to be a run. Boom. Nice block by Komet, but great attack by Emmanuel Mosley, which it wasn't a net gain, but it didn't get much, right? They got 3 yards on that play. Let's get to the next play, and I believe they're going to punt. So this play is the same stinking formation, right? It looks like actually they have they have one receiver, two receivers, three receivers. Yeah, still 11 personnel. One, two, three, four, five tight ends right there. Sorry. So one, two, three, four, five. Two wide receivers at the top. You got Samuel Womack covering whoever that is in the slot. You got Travarius Ward over here. And then you got Emmanuel mostly playing press on this particular wide receiver down here. And in the backfield, I believe is David Montgomery. 49ers again are in cover one in their nickel package. All right. They're in cover one in the nickel package. Just take a look at it. So as the ball is hiked, you can see the offense trying to move out. It looks like mostly is man on number 11, right? And if Justin Fields was smart, he probably would have tried to dart that in, but it would have been for a minimal gain. And then you got Dre Greenlaw lurking right there, right? All right. So he makes his 7-step drop. There's nowhere at this particular point of time for him to throw this ball. Now, pay attention to the bottom of the screen, number 56. Number 56 is Samson Ebukam, and pay attention to the pressure and how he works the left tackle. I believe that's Braxton Jones. Pay attention. Now, he's getting held like a mug, but he forces himself through, gets the sack. Javon Kinlaw helps, comes in there and cleans it up. I believe the full credited sack went to Samson Ebukam, and they had to punt the ball. Let's watch this one close up as well. Boom. Just like that. I mean, everybody was getting in on that one, you know. And like I said, man, the game started off super dope. You know what I mean? It started off really dope. We're gonna watch the second series and then we're gonna flip the script to offense. All right. So we'll watch the second series and we'll flip the script to offense. All right. So this is the second series. They're gonna come out in some of the same type of formations. I think they're gonna start this particular formation off in their 4-3 package, right? So now they're not gonna be a nickel anymore. And again, remember, it comes down to what the offense has out on the field. You don't see three wideouts right? Now, and it doesn't make sense to have three wideouts when the offense is backed up near their end zone. You bring three wideouts right there, 9 times out of 10, defense is going to play pass. And so you want them to come out in their base with linebackers, right? The extra linebacker opposed to the extra DB. All right. So it looks like they're in, let's see. I see one running back. I see two tight ends, right? Is this 13? Let's see. One, there's the center. One, two, three, four, five. One, two. I see the running back. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I got to see it closer up. Looks like there's a tight end going in motion. So let's count the offensive alignment. One, two, center. One, two. One, two. They got two tight ends or three tight ends. Can't count. I'll notice it better when they get closer. Again, minimal gain. Fred Warner on the tackle on this particular one. Um, Looks like we were playing cover one as well. I can see it better here. All right, here we go. There we go. So they had three tight ends. That's what I thought. I thought I said 13 personnel. I couldn't tell who was hiking the ball. There's the center, one, two. So you got your right tackle, your left tackle. They had three tight ends. So they came out in 13 personnel. All right. One wide receiver, one running backs, three tight ends. And I knew I wasn't going crazy. Just couldn't see it from the aerial view. Sometimes the camera's not like as clear as you want it to be, and plus it was raining. All right. So they came out in 13 personnel. 49ers, 13 personnel. They want three linebackers out there opposed to your smaller DBs. They got three tight ends out there, which lets me know that they're going to be running the ball. This is what we call that, like that jumbo package. When you get down to the goal line and you want to score a touchdown, you want to put three big tight ends out there so you can help push this ball in there or deceive the defense and kind of get it to one of your big target body tight ends, right? They ran the ball out of this, and I think they gained a couple of yards. Yep. Way to plug that hole, Fred. And wait, Fred, a lot of people are isn't giving Fred his credit for this particular game. But look how he sheds this offensive lineman. I think that's really good. Watch this. He's gonna shed him. Offensive lineman gets to the second level. That's their job. But look how he gets off of it. Boom. Brown, guard, get off me. Get right to the tackle. Right to the guy. Look at that. It's amazing. Fred Warner is a talent. He is a talent. He is a talent. Let's get to the second down. They got 2 yards out of that. All right. Let's get to the second one. Again, they're in a different formation right here. This is a little bit easier because I could tell they got three wide receivers out here. So they got three wide receivers out here. They're in 11 personnel. 21 personnel. So they have two running backs and a tight end. I think one, two, three, four, five. So they're in 11 personnel. A tight end is in the backfield. That's what that means. We'll see it a little bit when we get up closer. There's David Montgomery. He gets the ball for 1 yard gain. Actually, no, they had two running backs. They had Herbert. Who is that? Is that Herbert? Like I said, it's easier to see when they do this view. All right, boom. So there's your five offensive linemen. They're your two running backs. All right. That's not even Herbert. And I believe they had two wide receivers out there. I don't see any tight ends in this package. That's uber weird. I gotta go back. All right, here we go. Unless there's a tight end. So, okay, here we go. They're in 21 personnel. Jesus Christmas. All right. So they got two running backs, one tight end, two wide receivers. There you go. They got a tight end lined up on Travarius Ward. If I'm Justin Fields, I would have called this as a pass play. We're in cover one. Okay. There's your one safety back there. He's going to be covering whoever gets past the level. Like whichever guy's going deep, that's the guy he's going to pick up. They got Javarius Ward, Mooney Ward, man locked up press on a tight end. If I'm Justin Fields, I would have been looking for that matchup, but they ran out of it. And it was a run. And he blocked him. He blocked him good. I wonder if Mooney realized, like, I wonder if they know that it's going to be a run. When you see a tight end lined up out there, see, especially if it's not a guy like a George Kittle or a Travis Kelsey, like, I wonder if they know it's going to be a run. I don't know. Something to think about. Here it is again, close up. Like I said, 1 yard gain. All right, this drive was a little bit longer for the defense. They ended up giving up first downs. 3rd and 7. All right, 49ers are in a cover two, I would say, or they could be like in a cover one robber. This looks like he's not playing deep. Like Hufunga's not playing deep, so still could be cover one. And he's not in, and Hufunga's not in the box. He could be that robber guy. And I think that's what this is. It's a cover one robber. I'm sure people will correct me. You're watching the thing. If you want to comment what this formation is, please do so. I'm all about learning. I don't know everything. And so I think it's more of a robber thing. And I think you're going to see this multiple times from Hufanga. Again, they're in that formation. One, that's their tight end. Two, 3. So they're in 11 personnel here. One tight end, one running back, three wide receivers. And again, we're in our nickel package. Yeah, this was the scramble. But look how it happened though. Like we just didn't get them down. And these are some of those missed opportunities, right? Who couldn't grab them? See, if Ebukam doesn't leave his feet, oh, this was a dump. This was a dump. This was a I wonder if this was probably a design play from them, but it was for David Montgomery to pick up the yards. Oh, you got to make that tackle though. I think that was Greenlaw that missed that tackle. Yeah, that was Greenlaw. Greenlaw's got to make that tackle. Greenlaw makes that tackle. That play doesn't go for 20 plus yards. We'll watch it closer and you can see that Greenlaw missed the tackle. Had Charles Omenihu. Oh, excuse me. Charles Omenihu lined up on the inside. So they had this is a pretty cool looking package, right? Because you got Kinlaw. So Armstead is not in on this play. And it sucks because you got Charles Omenihu, which is an outside guy who can play inside. He's lined up inside over the guard. All right. I just want to see how he fires out. All right, so he's coming across he's coming across that center. He's trying to get around. What a good, oh man, a little bit more speed. If he had just a little bit more quickness, speed to get around, because he went all the way, he's stunning all the way around. If he had that speed, woo, he would have disrupted that pass. Greenlaw has to make that tackle. David Montgomery was able to put his foot in, plant, and cut, and that's why Fred Warner couldn't get the tackle. That was just a good cut. It's a good run after catch. There's nothing you could do about it. First and 10. All right, first and 10. We're coming out in cover one defense. All right, cover one defense. You have the safety, single high safety back here. All right. And now you got Tashawn Gibson kind of playing up in the box. So he's gonna end up picking this guy up. It's gonna be man coverage. They're in running formation, right? So they got a fullback in there now. So they got two running backs. And I remember that play. I remember seeing that play live, and it looked like a catch, but they went back and overturned it. So they were in 21 personnel. They had two running backs, a tight end, and two wide receivers in on this set. Yeah, that would see how the fullback goes out, lines up on the line. Yeah, boom. And Ashayer tried to make that, he tried to make him commit to the throw, and it wasn't a completed pass. They overturned it. I remember that. Play was challenged, it was overturned. Boom. All right. Second and 10. Okay. Now we're single high. We're playing deep. We're playing deep, 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 deep. All right. We're playing deep. And you can see Tashawn Gibson, senior back there. Look at that box, though, man. Look at this box. My gosh, it's stacked there. If you run on this, you will get 0 yards. All right, 0 yards. And guess what they try to do? They try to run because they look like they have their protection. They're overloaded on the left side. All right, so they're gonna probably try to run to that side. They're gonna put their wide receiver in motion. It's just it just shifts over like who's gonna pick up that guy. See how Travarius Ward has to go back. So now you know that Ward's going to be manned up on number 19. It goes in motion, but you see how he's not playing man? They're playing zone. He's gonna pass that guy back over. So if this guy comes out, boom, Mosley can pick him up. And they run it, and it gets plugged. Like it gets plugged. Like I said, Hufanga was everywhere in this game. MVP of the game, 100% on defense. Probably MVP of the game, period. Hufanga was everywhere. Everywhere. Watch this play. Watch how Hufanga just knows the play. Just knows it. It's a run, coach. It's coach. It's a run. It's a run. I'm just gonna shoot the gap. Bam. And even though he didn't get a hit on him, Fred Warner got the tackle. Hufanga got in there to force the running back to leave his feet. So Fred Warner can go ahead and clean that up. I like it. It's called swarm football. Guys ever heard of it? Swarm. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. And we're gonna end the defensive segment on these are the breaks with this particular play right here. It was 3rd and 8 and cover one. Now, remember we talked about that robber concept? Watch what Hufanga does. All right. So he disguises the robber this time. He's lined up on the line. This is some I hate to say it, this is some Troy Polamalu stuff right here. This is a play. Look at where he is. I would love to see him blitz. I can't. I hope D'Amico Ryans allows this kid to get in there and blitz. All right. They're in 11 personnel, have one running back, eight tight end, and three wideouts. All right. David Montgomery goes back to the backfield. Watch what Hufanga does. Oh, no, I'm going back. I'm going back, but he doesn't go deep. He's getting into that robber position. Now, Justin Fields should be able to locate that he's going to be in that robber position. And anybody that comes out in this particular portion of the field, his Hufanga's eyes is set on this whole space, right? That it's set. He's not playing a man, he's playing a space. Bam, bam, the ball is thrown. Bam. He was just able to dictate that whole space, the whole space. And it was underthrown. And Ufunga gets the interception. And he doesn't get many yards, but he gets the ball for the San Francisco 49ers. And what a game. 11 tackles, 11 total tackles. Man, kid was everywhere. Interception, a pass breakup. Dude had like six stops in the back. He was just he was all over the field. Here it is up close and personal. Then there's Tayshaun Gibson up there at the top. Ufunga drops back from the line. He realizes that it's not going to be a run. He plays the robber, and then bada boom, bada bing. Now, later on in this game, the same play happens with Trey Lance. All right. So the Eddie Jackson play is identical to this, and he was the robber. All right. And so Eddie Jackson did the exact same thing. Trey also threw the ball a little a little behind the guy, but had he not did that, who knows what would have happened. But Eddie Jackson knew the play. Like that's what it came down to. He absolutely knew the play. All right. So what I'm gonna do is gonna load up the offense. Now I broke down offense a lot on Breezy one-on-one because I wanted to go through like some of the cool formations that they came out in. A lot of 11 personnel, right? Some 21 personnel, maybe 22. Can't remember if they came out in 22. Um, But yeah, like the 49ers, man, they essentially looked pretty dang on good on that defensive side. And again, I didn't want to go over the play with Greenlaw and whatever. That play changed the game. I feel like I should go over that play. It's been talked about all, throughout the week, but you know, Justin Fields extended a play, he made a play, and you know, the rest was history. All right. Now my offensive notes are a lot more, a lot more deep. There was a couple of plays that I did want to touch on from the offensive side. Couple of notes that you want to watch. Tyler Croft. Let's just start with the first play. I don't think I got a chance to break out that first play. I kind of put it on Twitter for people to kind of look at. Um, but if George Kittle is unable to play against the Seattle Seahawks, I'm super fond of playing Tyler Croft. Tyler Croft legit had a great game, especially in blocking. Especially in blocking. Missed could get that touchdown, couldn't reel that touchdown pass in, but the blocking was on point. So what I would like to do is I would like to show you the first play of the game. All right, this is gonna be Brandon Ayuk on that jet sweep. All right. Now look how the jet sweep gets set up. All right. Trey Lance is under center. It's that pro style offense that we like. And it's just a quick handoff. There's not much going on. Notice how on the Bears' first offensive drive, they didn't do any motion. And notice how on our first offensive drive, it was no motion, but it was a trick play. Boom. Look at this block by Tyler Croft right there. Oh, I'm sorry. Look at this block by Tyler Croft right here. Look at that. Look at that. Let's rewind it. There we go. So there's motion. All right, there's motion. Kyle Shanahan, it's subtle, but it's there. All right, Brandon Ayuk's going in motion. You got Juwan Jennings out here, Debo Samuel up here. Watch the blocking. It was on point. This offensive line definitely held their own in this. The defense wasn't able to penetrate, even though it looks like Aaron Banks about to get pushed back. He holds his ground. Look at that. Look at that. And then all Brandon Ayuk has to do is cut up right here and beat this linebacker, beat this guy right here to his spot. And he does. Guy makes the tackle because he grabs the back of him, but he gets roughly 7 yards. See, it's a good play. I'm gonna show it to you up close so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm only going to show you a couple of plays because you can watch the offensive breakdown more on Breezy 101 if you're a Patreon member. But when I break down the defense, that's going to be for the upper tier class for the Patreon. So check it out. Let me know what you think. All right. This is the next play. But this was the false start. I could not tell where he false started until I watched this. Watch the flinch. Did you see it? Did you see the flinch? All right, we're gonna watch it closer. I just want you to see the flinch. At first, like I said, I didn't notice it. He's gonna go up his head, like his body's gonna flinch up. Watch. See it? That was the false start penalty that they call. Super subtle, but they were calling things extra tight, like extra tight. Okay, extra tight. Now, I want to go to that Debo Samuel fumble really quickly, if you guys don't mind, because the 49ers were driving here, and this is one of those points, and we talked about it. This is one of those points. All right. This is the Debo fumble. And Croft on this particular play could have got a block in the back as I'm rewatching it. Debo goes in motion. Boom, boom, boom. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the Debo game. It's definitely not the fumble. Wrong play. That was the handoff to Debo. Let's go to this fumble though. I know you guys are probably like, what in the heck? Oh, I do want to show you the sack from Mike McGlinchey. So let's break that down real quick. All right, the 49ers are right here. This is the quarterback sneak. Look at this. So in a quarterback sneak, we're coming out in what I would say uh 12 personnel. I see one running back. I see Charlie Warner. And no, oh, excuse me. We came out in 21 personnel. I don't know why I have it written down right here in my book. And we came out in 22 personnel. We had two tight ends on the field, and we had two running backs. You had Juice, you had this tight end, and then your offensive line, and then on this side you had Charlie Warner. And this is the quarterback sneak every time. Look at that. Charlie Warner and Tyler Croft. Those are the Titans out there on the quarterback sneaks. Trey had what, two successful quarterback sneaks in this particular game? Thought it was pretty good. Pretty good for a guy like Trey Lance. That's usually the Jimmy Garoppolo play. It's now becoming the Trey Lance play. So holla at shout out to Trey Lance for that. All right, let's get to this Debo fumble really quickly. Two 20. I'm gonna start at 223 because I think this is the play before the fumble that I wanted to touch on. I think this is the Brandon Ayuk OPI play. Let me just see, because again, like you can't give the refs chances to do certain things, and I think that's what we did. Nope, that's the catch. All right, so that catch was pretty. So this wasn't OPI here, but that catch was beautiful. Great route, everything. In that particular play, we were in 11 personnel, one running back, one tight end. You're going to watch it again. Debo goes in motion. He's kind of like faking everybody right now. Goes back to that side. If Trey needs to hit him in the flat, he's there. Look at it. Debo would have been wide open. But Debo, I mean, IU, great catch, great route, great, run after the catch. And again, here we go. Like we were driving, we were in the red zone, and this is where that missed opportunity. I've talked about it numerous times. Debo's in the backfield. He gets the ball, and then it's just like a missed block or a bad choice of blocking. All right. We were in 11 personnel. I told the majority of this game, we were in 11 personnel. All right. Look at that. All Debo had to do, if Croft doesn't miss if Croft gets a better block on this linebacker, it looks like he pushed him in the back too. I was like, don't get a penalty flag. All right. But look at this. I wish I could probably try to slow it down in slow-mo by hitting the space bar. But I just want you to see if Croft could get a better piece. He targets him, and I think what happened was Croft If Croft would have just ran to the linebacker, I don't know if that's a rule. I don't know if you can do that. But if he would have just ran to that linebacker, the linebacker puts a move on Croft so he can get kind of like a route. See, they start using the arms. They start swimming in women with their own condominiums, 5+5, who drive millenniums. It's all about the Benjamins. What? So there's a couple of things that could have happened differently on that play. One, Croft could have got a better block by just getting to his man. Don't let the man come to you. Get to the man. And if Debo would have cut the ball outside opposed to cutting back inside, running into more defenders, if he would have just ran into the outside, Jalen Johnson would have been able to punch that ball out. See what I'm saying? So Jalen Johnson is being blocked pretty damn well. He has to be let go from Jawan Jennings, or it's going to be called holding. And if Debo would have cut outside of Jawan, Jalen wouldn't have been in the play. He might have ran into him, but it wouldn't have been a fumble. And I know Debo's always looking to cut inside. He wants to make that play. Feels like he's ready to take on the contact. The contact is not what bothers Debo Samuel. And unfortunately, the ball was punched out, right? And that was the 49ers' first turnover, but they were able to overcome it on the next couple of drives. They were able to get a touchdown. On the next couple of series. So that, the next series or two, they were able to score. So that was pretty good, right? And then it was like basically the same damn play. It was a Debo run. All right. And I'll show you, like, the blocking was better. And let's go right to that. The blocking was better on that play. But I guarantee you, we were in 11 personnel on that play. All right. Same formation. 13-17 is where we're going. Same formation. Check this out. Debo's lined up. We're on the goal line. We're in the same formation. Debo's in the backfield, same way. He's probably going to go into somebody's going to jump off. All right. So the motion guy changed. Last time Debo was the guy in motion, I believe. All right. Watch Dwelly goes in motion. He's going to run out. Now, all these guys got to do is block. They're blocking their way. The best blocking in the game went on this play from two guys, Elijah Mitchell and Ray McLeod. Ray, y'all got to put some respect on Ray's name. That's him right here. And then you got Elijah Mitchell. And then Debo, all he has to do is get skinny and fit himself into this end zone. Look at that. And Mike McGlinchey. Golly. I mean, the guy had McGlinchey beat, but he had enough of him. And all he had to do is, oh my gosh, he punished Eddie Jackson. Now I know why the Bears fans was talking all that trash. And not the fans, but the players. He got punished. He got punished. Welcome to the NFL. Debo's a different guy. Man, I wish we won this game. Watch it again. The blocking was tremendous. Dwelly's going to motion from the right to the left. That's Dwelly over there. Watch this block. If McGlinchey, if he was able to get a better block, Debo wouldn't have had to work hard. Now, Debo was going to outrun the linebacker. That wasn't a problem. But look at the blocks by Ray. Look at the seal out by Elijah Mitchell. And so Debo sees this green end zone right here. He's going to get in what we call by any means necessary. And all he does is lower the boom. Remember last year, Trey Lance? So I would say if Trey Lance was just taking on one guy, which was Jalen, whoever that safety was, Trey Lance would have gotten in the end zone. But then Isaiah Simmons came out, and it's a little bigger guy. Little bigger guy. You know what I'm saying? A little bigger guy. Now, I tell you what, I'm not going to prolong this. The 49ers had tons of good plays. They had tons of bad plays that they missed. But if you check out some of my highlights from the Breezy one-on-one video, you'll get the offensive side. All right, for the Patreon. All right. Listen, thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate you for supporting me on Patreon. I'm hoping my versions of the breakdowns, my versions of the film breakdowns are a little bit more easier to comprehend. I'm a football guy, haven't played football in numerous amounts of years. I do understand offense a lot better. I was an offensive guy, so that's really my niche, but I don't mind breaking down defensive guys, and I can't wait to bring you next week's film from the Seattle Seahawks game. Stay up, stay faithful, always keep it nitty gritty, and thank you for supporting. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Peace out.